Joe Duffy says, wash your hands, wash your hands. Welcome and good morning, everybody. And we're here with the Outhouse and doing a journey of breakfast. And my name is Rory Morahan. I'm your chef for this little demonstration. And because Pride Week is not, going ahead, want to do something online, want to do something visual, I want to do something on a journey of the breakfast. So watch what we're doing now. What I was saying, normally the Irish breakfast, and that's what we have, the normal Irish breakfast, the full Irish, and in Dublin you call that the Georgie Best, the bacon, egg, sausage and tomato. But we're not going to do this. We're going to do really good funky style, toasty kind of breakfast with a lot of different angles that are vegan, vegetarian, and also the art of cooking the lovely poached egg. And that's what I want to start off with. First is the poached egg, and I have 2 eggs here. My water there just under boiling, and we just get the vinegar and a nice squeeze of vinegar in there, and that coagulates the eggs. That's what it's all about. And when we just get that in, little chefy trick, just open that up like that, and then we have it just going in there, and that's our eggs actually cooking. Now what will happen there is the heat of that will start coagulating, and you can see it straight away that it's going to coagulate, then come up to the boil, and then we just simmer that 2 to 3 minutes, and then I have a nice little bowl of water here, cold water, straight into that, and that stops the cooking. And then when I need them for my little toasty, back into warm water, and then you have a nice warm or hot poached egg going on your toasty. Now what have we got, and how are we going to do all this lovely toasties? Well, I want to do 3 toasties, but also I want to do them for each category that we're talking about, the trends of food. So for the vegan, we're going to do a lovely tofu, and we're going to do that in a scrambled egg format. So it'll be scrambled with lovely little paprika. We'll have a nice little bit of garlic. We have a little bit of herbs going in there and give it a nice flavour, so that will go on that. Underneath you'll have an avocado, mashed avocado, that is the trend, and then a nice little bit of kale and spinach going with that as well, and then topped off with the different garnishes in that. Now I just see my eggs, they're just doing their own thing, and they're actually just beginning to coagulate. They'll take a minute or 2, and as we get that cooking, we will then cool them down and then ready for the off. Now, here's my toasty. So I have my lovely bread there, and what I've done is instead of, you can do this in a toaster under the grill, but I like to pan fry that and get a nice crusty finish with a little bit of butter. And also for the vegan one, what we have is a little bit of coconut oil that we used with that one. So I just put the first one on here as we line up the different plates, and we have a nice then little bit of salad garnish with that. And I like a morning salad that will sort that out. So that's just putting things in position. We're not really too worried. We have just the 3 directions that we're going with here. So that's what we have there. We're waiting on the eggs, and as they come up, we will start then to do the scrambled egg, and also the tofu scrambled egg as well, or scrambled tofu. That's what we're talking about there. So I just let them, and with the poaching, it is just a little flicker of the water, that you're not boiling it aggressively like that, that's pulling the egg apart. You're letting it tenderly cook and poach nicely so that it's nice and soft inside. And the whole trick with a poached egg, it's no good hard because it does nothing for the dish. But when you break that down, it floods all over the lovely toasty. It adds another sauce to it, another dimension. All the yellows coming out. It's all these morning colours. And on Pride Week, we want colours in our food, and colours on the street, and colours with everyone together. And don't forget, be safe, wash your hands, and be kind to everyone. Be kind. That's what it's all about. Be kind and do things for your people of choice. So we're just looking at that, and I can't make it go any quicker, but it is actually coagulating nicely. We have the egg there just underneath, lovely, and then the other one just shaping up nice, and I'll just let them actually flick on that. The second thing that I want to do is I just want to do a nice little bit of scrambled egg and show you the art of making the scrambled egg. So we just take my pot out onto the stove, a little bit of butter in there, And then also what I need is just a drop of milk, and that is the basic to get the heat into the pan for the scrambled egg. So with the scrambled egg, I'll just get 3 eggs. So just crack them and I'll beat them up nicely. 1, 2, and 3. That's for scrambled egg. Nice little fork. Beat them up. And you see in the pot there, the butter's just melting with the scrambled egg, or with the milk. And that is then just coming together. Enough heat in the pan there. And what I need to do then is just add in my scrambled egg and then work with that. But don't take your eye off it because it will burn very, very quickly. And what you need is a spatula. And that is, you see there, the rubber just going around the pan that will take all the egg as it goes. So in that goes. Happy with that. A nice little bit of my Ackle salt. So I just throw in a little bit of Ackle salt. And then a little bit of cracked pepper just going in there. And then we just start moving this around. Don't forget my poached eggs are just coming up nicely. So I'm happy enough with that. I can see now that they have static. And I can just take them out into my water. And I'm double jobbing here as we doing the scrambled egg and the poached eggs. And I'm just going to let them rest in there and we get that going. So that we just move this around, and this is what it's about. It is kind of like a jigsaw of food that we're trying to get organised here for our journey of the breakfast, and just to do something different, not just the Georgie best, as I said, with the bacon, egg, sausage, tomato, or your poached eggs or your kippers, but a nice little toasty, plenty of nourishment, greenery, colour, and that's what it's all about for Pride Week, bringing a bit of colour to food, eating well and enjoying ourselves as we do on those kind of occasions. And that's many a time that has brought the colour to Dublin, and we'll miss it this year. So this is what I'm doing today with the outhouse, bringing breakfast alive and getting that. Now look what I'm just doing. There's heat getting into the eggs, but I'm not going to let them stick. I'm moving them all the time, and I'm going to get it to à point. The word à point, lovely French word by the way, but it means at the point, at the point. And I want the eggs done at the point so that they're nice and soft. I'll add a nice little bit of chives into that, and then we will stop it with a little bit of cream. And I'm using all the ingredients as ingredients for flavour, for richness, for texture, for all that, but also in a tool how to stop the cooking and slowing it down a little bit by putting cold cream into the scrambled egg, and then it stays a little soft. So that's what we're doing here now. And then the last bit of cooking that I'll do is the actual tofu scrambled egg. So that's getting the tofu, getting flavour into tofu. And it is quite a bland product, but it's in the vegan category, no problem there. So I have to work quite hard with that to get a nice little bit of onion in there. I'll get a nice little bit of paprika, garlic, all those kind of flavours, working the spices and that. So that's what we're looking to do there. So my eggs are nearly there, ready. So I just bring that down and take that off. And as I said, what I will do with that is I will just add a little bit of cream into that, and that will stop it. A little bit of cream in there, and that's ready for when we need it on that. So that's poached eggs and also our nice scrambled egg done. So, okay, so scrambled egg ready. Just moving it aside because we're cooking, getting all this nice food cooked. So we have a nice pan on there, a little bit of oil in this, and then I'm going to use some of these flavours here. So a little bit of cayenne, a nice little bit of ginger, a nice bit of garlic and turmeric to give it the yellow flavour. And that's what we have here. We have our nice tofu here. So just going to break that down. That's it going there. And this will take a little bit of cooking because what you want to do is get flavour into it, kind of dry it out and scramble it in the pan. So it's a kind of another way of doing that. So my glasses off, had to have a look at the cooker there. That's what it's all about. So that's our nice little flavours of our tofu coming together. What we'll have is our turmeric, we have our garlic, just take those off for pouring in, nice little bit of ginger, and we have a little bit of cayenne, plus a nice bit of smoked paprika, and that will get the flavour within the tofu so we can add it to the toasties. And don't forget, what I'm doing here, we're on the escalator of progress. I told you about the 3 toasties, all the different egg things that we're doing, the different vegetarian, the vegan, and also then one that anyone can eat with the eggs on top, so no problem at all there. So that's what we're looking at. So, what we need is just a nice little bit of tofu in here. And you see it's wet already, so just going to add in a little turmeric, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of our ginger, just a small bit of cayenne, and then some of our nice little bit of smoked paprika. So that will give nice flavours. We're going to scramble that around, getting that going. And then what we need with that is I just have a little bit of red onion as well that I will chop and just put through that and give it a nice little kind of crispy kind of flavour, that you would have a little bite going through that. So that's that in there. And then also I have a little bit of spring onion that I'm going to cut at an angle, running the knife, and we have that going there, nice indeed. And then a squeeze of lemon, and all I do with the lemon is get my knife in there like this, and then like a handle, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Vitamin C for the VIP, and that's what it's all about there. Okay, so we see how this scrambled egg, or scrambled tofu, and we're just going to let that cook and let all the liquid get out of the tofu, so that then you have something that can go on top of the toasties and not too moist, so that it's not going to have a soggy kind of result in that. So we just let that go and get that. All our spices back. And when this is ready, we'll do all our lovely toasties for Pride Week with pride, and all the colours will come alive. Okay, just going to heat up my little bit of spinach and that, so you wilt it down. That's what you do, you wilt it down. And also a nice little bit of kale in there, bit of cracked salt from Ackle. I love that. Got that as a little Christmas gift, so I'm using it any time I'm going cooking. I think it's fantastic. And then just a nice little bit of cracked pepper, and that's our size of that. And you see how quick that wilts down, so we're happy enough with that. Okay, so having seen the little bit of cooking of the tofu, the poached eggs and scrambled egg, we have all those ready for the actual toasties. So the first one that we're going to do is a vegetarian one, and we'll go down all the vegetarian way. A nice little bit of smashed avocado onto our toast. We've all that done there. Then a little bit of the greens, and I love using the greens and bringing a little bit of that sorted out. Then I'm just going to hit that with a little bit of tomato and my red onion. And then what I have here is sweet potato and a little bit of courgette as our veggie, just going on there, if I can, slowly, slowly. And then just a nice little bit of our halloumi cheese. Now I need to get a nice little colour into that, so some chives there, and I want to just chop the chives. Now, running the knife, very, very small, and just getting all those nice chives ready for this. And then what I have there is a nice flicker of the chives over that, let it run on the plate. And then my smoked paprika, again, I just get a nice little bit of paprika, not that amount, and just flick that on, giving it a lovely smoky finish. And then I like to do something with the morning salad So in the bowl here we have our lovely little leaves, nice little bit of the carrot, beetroot, all that. Just those little leaves will set it off. And again, I would just do a nice wedge of lemon, bringing the morning glory colours. And the last little thing is with our Greek parsley just on top. And there you have the first dish, done with pride, for pride, with all the lovely colours. Now, first one out of the way there, and lovely colours was achieved. The second one, again, we did this with a little bit of coconut oil. So we fried it in the coconut oil, and it's for the vegan. And again, that's a big trend happening all over Dublin, all over Ireland at the moment. And so we have a nice little bit of mashed avocado. So just going on there, lovely mashed avocado. And that's our bed of our platform, so that we're going to build onto the toast and you'd layered food. And that's what it's about, getting flavours into the toasty, something that you eat that's refreshing in the morning. There's a lot of things going on in the taste buds, and again, plenty of colour. So we have our nice little bit of greenery just going on. And then our onions again, so a little bit of onion. And you see that that's raw there, and the tomato's raw, so it gives it that definition when you're eating that you have soft, that you have a little acid from the onion, sweetness of the tomato coming through, and you have all these kind of things happening. Now, I'll just take a little bit of our sweet potato. So that's just going on there. And we're trying to add in nice layers that will be applicable to the actual breakfast time. And these are soft vegetables that can be eaten in the morning. You could make a lovely omelette with them, no problem at all. And then the last thing I want, and I always cut the spring onion at an angle, so a little bit of an angle there, and that's fairly well layered up. You see that there? That's great. So now we just get our nice little bit of tofu, scrambled tofu with all that flavour. And look, the actual tofu has taken on all those nice flavours. So I'm just going to get all that nicely on. You get that on. And then what I want there, a lovely chervil. So herbs just going around this. Letting them dance there, all these nice colours. And then what I want to do as well, and I'll do this in the next one, just a little bit of the beetroot. And julienne, the word julienne, to make it into little strips, and just putting that onto it. And then don't forget, I love my morning salad. But with this one, I want to add a zesty finish to this. Zesty finish. So just watch what I have. Awesome there. So what I have there is I have a few little segments of orange, and also I have the orange segments going on there, and then we have to finish a nice little bit of Greek parsley onto that, and there we have our second nice dish with all those lovely herbs, all the zesty finish of the salad, and a lovely toasty there with a tofu. So tofu scrambled. So you're not missing out there. You're getting a lovely definition of a protein being cooked in, like a scrambled egg. So you can enjoy your breakfast as well. So enjoy that one. Now, the third one that we'll get onto, I'll bring over my plate. And again, we're going with the avocado. So they're all the same. They've all started out the same, but they finished up with a very different topping. Now, there's our lovely mashed avocado, plenty of it on there. And then we get our nice little bit of spinach and kale on there, just wilted a little bit. Now, as I said, I'm just going to just put them in here just to warm through. Now, tomato, a little bit of tomato, and a nice little bit of onion. And then I'm just going to flick a little bit of oatmeal onto that, toasted oatmeal. And then we have our poached eggs going on. So just letting them rest here. 1. And 2 poached eggs. And then the last thing that I want to do is get a little bit of our beetroot. And beetroot's very trendy at the moment. So a little bit of beetroot. And I'm just going to flip this over my poached eggs. Now, little wipe down of my board. And then I'm going to do batons of the chives, so bouncing them off. Lovely. Some paprika. That through. And then we have our nice morning salad just going on there. I'll just get a speared spring onion, and then in my fridge what I want to do is a nice little bit of what I poached earlier on. It's 2 nice pieces of asparagus to finish off, and there we have it. They're the third dish, all done as breakfast toasties, right? So it's really just a crude of bread, but you're adding on the avocado, you're doing a little bit of work with the egg. You can put a fried egg in that. I did scrambled egg just to show you. I could put scrambled egg on there as well, no problem. A little bit of tomato and chives through that, or smoked salmon with scrambled egg on top of that. So anything can happen with the toasties. They are funky, they're trendy. I think I've done them with pride, with plenty of colour, and I hope you enjoy looking at those, seeing what we've done, and bringing a journey of breakfast to you on this great morning. So that's it, we've done in 15 minutes, lovely breakfast, great journey of food. Myself, Rory Morahan, bring the food to the people and the people to the food. And that's what it's about today, that instead of us celebrating on the streets of Dublin and being around with the full colour and glow, we're here online, bringing colour, doing as best we can. And don't forget to keep donating, go online and support the community that supports you. And don't forget the outhouse, it'll be open soon, great food there and great socialising. So with all that come together, I hope you've learned a little bit the art of cooking eggs, the funky kind of breakfast, the traditional Irish breakfast, and bringing food alive on Pride Week. My name is Rory Morahan. Ciao. Boop boop boop.